Hello. Once again, I come before you as a representative of the Illuminati. You may call me the Man. Well, this week's topic comes to us from the National Security Agency of the United States, the NSA. You may have heard how recently it was revealed that the NSA is keeping track of who you call and how long you talk to them. Yeah, that's that's a remarkable thing. Now, we've known about this for some time, of course, and we've been working behind the scenes to get somebody to come forward and let the American people know what's going on, you know, and we don't do things overtly. I mean, I've said this time and time again. We're very subtle. We work behind the scenes to do things, you know, and I know that probably some of you will, well, how come you didn't just tell us? Well, there's about, oh, I don't know, 2,000 or so subscribers to this channel. It wouldn't make much of a splash in the old media if I came out here and said it. Besides, a lot of you guys out there think I'm evil just for being the head of the Illuminati, but I'm not sure if you would even accept my word for it. However, subtly, behind the scenes, we've been working on a guy to finally release some documentation that, in fact, the National Security Administration has been, not with just Verizon, but with all cell phone carriers, has been actively gathering who everybody calls and how long they've been talking to them. And you're going to hear over the next few days, oh, no, wait a minute, hold on, we're not doing anything illegal. And it's true, they're not. We're not doing anything morally wrong. Well, that's a little iffy. And no one is listening to your phone calls. And technically, that's also true. No one is listening to your phone calls. They're just saying, okay, well, you called this number and you talked to them for this amount of time. And you know, if they're looking at that number for some other reason, perhaps it's in the Middle East or someplace like that, Afghanistan, Pakistan, or maybe even China, you know, having problems there, or whoever doesn't like America this week, Russia, you know. Then they may flag you and go, wait a minute, let's take a look at this guy or woman and see what's going on there. But technically, no one is listening to your phone calls. It's true. A computer is listening to your phone calls, and that's a totally different program, you know, and they're listening for certain words like bomb and White House and nefarious scheme, you know, things like that. Nefarious scheme. I wonder if they're actually, you never can tell. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on, and now we have proof. We worked on this guy for a long time. He finally leaked it to a UK paper, you know, over there in the United Kingdom. He didn't do it to an American paper, but he leaked it to a UK paper. And before you guys over in the UK start, yay, look at those Americans, they're being watched by their own government. I wouldn't feel too smarmy about that, you know, because yeah, your guys are doing it too, and so are the French and the Germans, but of course everybody expects the Germans to do something like that. Now, I know that a lot of you out there, you don't live in a representative democracy. You know, you live in a place where you don't get to elect your leaders. Your leaders are already chosen. They could be chosen by military might. They could be chosen by a group of people who are at the very top of government, and they just pick each other, you know, in some sort of forbidden city or something like that. And so to hear that your government is keeping track of your cell phone records, well, you know, you're like, what's the big deal? You know, over here we have a word for that, and that word is Wednesday, you know, because it's such a common occurrence. But if you live in a representative government, a representative democracy or something like that, you might think it's a little odd that your government has decided that it wants to know who you're calling and how long you're talking to them. Seems kind of odd to us, you know, and we wanted to make sure you guys knew about it. Now, of course, it's not our problem. You know, we invented cell phones. We know every way to get in and around them and everything else like that. So while we do use cell phones, nobody's keeping track of who we call. No, this is all about you, you know, because you live, if you live in America, if you live in many of the European countries, you live in a representative form of government. In America, we have a democratic republic. And that just means that we don't live in a democracy, you know. Everybody doesn't get to vote on everything that comes up. No, we vote on people to vote on that for us because, you know, you're busy. You know, you're out there making cell phone calls. You're on the internet. And yeah, they're keeping track of that too. Yes, they are. That was also revealed this week. They're tapping the biggest service providers' security networks. So anyway, but you're busy. And so you want other people to, I don't know, I guess people who don't have anything else to do, to make these decisions for you, to sit around and go, well, yeah, that seems like a good idea, and that doesn't. And That way, you know, if they make enough of these stupid decisions, you could just vote them out. Our experience has been that you don't. We in the Illuminati, we're wondering about this. We figured this is a teachable moment, you know. That's why we push so far to make this happen. We want you, the citizens of the world, to look at what your governments do. This should be the most transparent thing in the world, especially if you're in a representative democracy or something like that, where you get to see, oh, well, our government is doing this. Maybe we should get rid of that government. Maybe we should tell those people to go home and send new people. I don't know. What will you do? We're interested. We're very interested to know. We've done a couple of things like this before where we kind of let you know in advance what was going on. In this case, it was hindsight. All this stuff is legal. It can't run through the whole Congress during the Patriot Act where everybody got all nervous and excited about, you know, terrorism and everybody's going to die and all that kind of stuff unless we give the government huge powers to do anything they want, basically. And you know what? They're doing it. You going to stand for that? It's your government. You going to stand for it? Or are you going to vote those guys out? You're going to vote new guys in who say, yeah, there's a line in the sand that has to be drawn. What are you going to do? I'm curious. Of course, the least you could do is write your congressman or your senator. You can send them an email, since they're keeping track of that anyway. You might as well send them something they should be able to read. We are not happy with this. You could do that. You could give them a phone call. It's a free number, toll-free number. You just call them up there. It's all on the internet, how to get a hold of these guys. You could even call the White House switchboard and leave a message that way. You could do a lot of stuff. Will you? You could get politically active. The next time things come around, you could find some other guy who obviously wouldn't stand for this kind of thing and elect them to office. Another man, another woman who can stand up and say, no, no more. I'm interested. Yeah, we in the Illuminati are very interested. We're hoping at some point, now I'll just go ahead and give you kind of a little glimpse into what's going on. We hope that at some point, the people of this planet actually get involved in the people's government, you know? We don't think it's too much to ask that if you, as a citizen of some country that allows you to vote, if you go vote. We don't think it's too much to ask to say, well, there's a nomination process. Did you know there's a nomination process before people got into office? Are you actively in that nomination process? Well, no, probably not. You probably don't know even when that's being held. Find out, you know. We want you guys to rule the world. That's what we're all about. A representative form of government, because more freedom, well, more freedom just equals more power for us, and we're able to subtly influence everyone to a much brighter, more enlightened future. So that's what we want. That's what we're after. We want more freedom for you because it means more power for us. And I will help you any way that I can. I personally suggest that you at least, you know, email your senator or your congressman or something like that. I would suggest that you would do at least that much. And if you can't be bothered to do that, well, then you deserve whatever happens to you. That's all I can say. Some of you will give up before it even starts. You think there's no point. Fine. There is no point. Your congratulations. That's one of those, you know, self-fulfilling prophecies, you know, that they talk about. Yeah. Some of you will just give up completely. Some of you will never get active. Some of you, you've been very, very active, and you're just frustrated other people are not. Well, we understand that, but keep being active. And a lot of you will, hopefully, for the first time, get involved in the people, how they direct the countries that you live in. That's what we're hoping for. But we're interested. Yeah, it's all up to you now. You know, we're in the Illuminati. We don't care one way or the other. We will subtly advance humanity any way we can. And if you're not going to do it, well, we'll have to find some other way. We have a really big computer, and it's very good at coming up with plans. So yeah. So yeah, at least contact your congressman or senator. If you live outside the country, contact your representatives about things like this, because they are doing it, by the way. They just, you know, just contact them. Say, I don't think this is the right thing to do. I don't think this is a good idea. And yeah, that's about all you really can do at this point. There's no point in getting all bothered about it, you know, and blowing up your blood pressure. It's bad for your body. It's bad for your mind. As a matter of fact, I would suggest that after you've written your congressman, after you've written your senator, that you walk outside, you look up into the sky and you see those beautiful chemtrails that we supply for you, just blazing in the sky. And you know what I would do then? I would just relax and breathe deeply.